What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sean and Happy New Year to all of you. And to start this year off, we are giving you 5 maintenance tips for new drivers. Unless you're a car nut, chances are you didn't really learn much about car maintenance back in driving school. So you just got your shiny new car and now you have absolutely no idea how to look after it other than what the salesperson told you to do. Well, you're in luck because today here are my top 5 maintenance tips to get you started. Number 1. Keep your tires inflated. Underinflated tires not only increase your fuel consumption, but they also affect your handling and increase your tire wear prematurely. It will only take you a couple of minutes or so every 2 to 3 trips to the petrol station, and that's about once or twice a month at most. The sticker behind your door conveniently shows you the ideal pressures that your car is recommended to run at. And if you're not sure how to do it, just ask the pump attendant for help. Do not wait for the low tire pressure warning to come on. I know some cars have this, but let me explain. These warnings that usually come with the cars only warn you of an excessive drop in tire pressure, which could indicate either a leak or a puncture. And by the time you actually get that warning, your tire pressure is already really low. So if you only go and pump your tires when this light comes on, you will actually end up driving for long periods of time with lower than recommended tire pressures. One option is to install a tire pressure monitoring system, also known as a TPMS, onto your car so that you can monitor your tire pressures in real time and you will know when your tire pressure drops below the recommended level. Tip number 2. Do not cheap out on tires. Now most of you probably just use whatever came on the car and there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes time to change them, do not cheap out. I'm not saying that you should buy expensive tires, but just don't go bargain basement on them. After all, your tires are the only point of contact between you and the ground, so you want to make sure that you have something good enough. Now the biggest problem with really cheap tires is that they tend to have poor braking traction and poor wet weather grip. Yes, you could probably save up to a couple of $100s, but if you consider that your insurance excess alone is usually about $500 or more over 2-3 years, that couple $100s you save every 2 or 3 years is hardly worth the risk to your safety, your downtime, and your repair costs. Number 3. Don't cheap out on petrol. When it comes to petrol, engines are designed to run on a minimum RON or octane rating. So if your engine requires RON 95, but you decide to pump RON 92 simply because it's cheaper, that could result in anything from getting less power to actually harming your engine. Now modern engines do have systems in place to protect them from damage by using less than recommended octane numbers, but it's still not a great idea for your engine in the long run. On the flip side, using a higher octane rating is also a waste of money if you ask me. It is not going to make your engine more powerful, although there may be slight improvements in response and fuel consumption, but that is not because of the octane rating. Those are mostly down to the additional additives that fuel providers tend to add into their more expensive fuels, and not because of the higher octane itself. The higher prices are also typically not worth the fuel savings, but hey, if that's what you want, it's up to you. Number 4. Keep a record of your maintenance. Most people here don't return to their authorized dealer after they've exhausted their free servicing credits. And who could blame them? It's no big secret that authorized dealers generally charge more than your typical independent workshop. The good thing about sticking with them though, apart from maintaining your warranty, is that they will keep a comprehensive maintenance record for you. If you do decide not to go back, or if you have gotten your car used or from a parallel importer, then it is a very good idea to keep a maintenance record of your own. And here are a few reasons why. 1. It helps your next workshop know what critical components have not been replaced yet. Preventive maintenance, also known as replacing parts at a scheduled interval, is a very crucial part of car ownership that can save you a lot of money on repairs in the future. 2. It also tells your workshop what has been changed. Most workshops generally prefer to err on the side of caution, and of course it makes good business to sell more parts. So if you are unsure or do not have any record of what was previously done to the car, you may very well end up spending more to replace the same thing twice or ahead of time. It is, after all, the safer thing to do if the car does not have a service history. And 3, if you do service your car regularly, a comprehensive service record does improve the resale value of your car if you decide to sell it. Most people will generally be willing to pay a bit more for peace of mind rather than to gamble on a cheaper car that does not have any service history. It could very well end up costing them a lot more. On the other hand, if you don't service your car very regularly, then it's best to, And number 5, consult a workshop or a friend that you trust. So unless you yourself are experienced in dealing with the workings of a car or have a good understanding of how it all works, it is usually a good idea to consult a workshop or a friend that you trust on these things. I know these days it is very tempting to consult Google and their numerous experts, but while there are definitely many people online who do know what they are talking about, do not forget that everybody drives their car differently. Everyone has a different driving style, everyone drives in different roads, they drive in different climates, and so on. Hence, it is still prudent to consult with a professional if you do not have a firm grasp of these things, because troubleshooting a car isn't always as straightforward as searching for the answer on Google. It's basically like telling the doctor that they are wrong because Google said otherwise. But what if you don't have anyone to ask or you do not know who to trust? Well, one tip I will give you to help you filter things out is this. Most of the time, good advice is aimed at helping you save money in the long run, avoid potential inconvenience in the future, and also cater to your personal requirements of the car. It is not uncommon to come across overly enthusiastic advice asking you to change this and add that and so on. And if that is your thing, then go knock yourself out. But if you are simply looking to use your car as a reliable form of transport, then what I've just said is a very good point to start from. And those are my 5 maintenance tips for new drivers. We'll be producing a lot more content over the next few months. So if this video helped you out, please give a like and subscribe below, and I'll see you next time.